Hello everybody, I'm Even Fox. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at art submissions I got for a contest about a month ago. I actually got 5 submissions, which was honestly way more than I was expecting, so I want to thank everyone who participated. I'll do my best to fairly rank each one. I also had 16 of my community members submit their opinions on these pieces, so the community is kind of my second pair of eyes for this. Here's how the scoring will work. There are 3 categories: visual appeal / aesthetic, effort, and creativity. Each one will be ranked on a scale of 1 to 10 for a total of 30 possible points. My personal ratings will be averaged with the community ratings to come to a final score for each piece, and the piece with the most points wins. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. Interesting, we've gone for a more realistic style. Kinda reminds me of 80s type stuff with the white teeth, the eyebrows, and oil pastel / watercolor look. One thing I'm immediately noticing is that it doesn't quite resemble Even. Looks kind of humanoid, almost uncanny. Not to say it's all bad from a purely artistic standpoint, it's not too shabby. The form, angle, and whatnot are decent. The colors are a bit dull, but I'm curious, is this real watercolor? If so, that is pretty impressive, and I would understand the dull colors because of lighting and stuff. I mean, overall it's a well-made piece, but my biggest criticism is how it doesn't really resemble Even. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the hair and stuff. He's not really fluffy or anything. 4 out of 10 for visual appeal, 9 out of 10 for effort, and a 6 out of 10 for creativity. Whoa, this is kinda cool. I was a bit confused at first, but upon closer inspection, he's made of mathematical symbols. If you know me, I'm a huge nerd, so of course I love me some big famous mathematical constants. And there's not just one but 2 sigmas, which is very appreciated. As an artwork, I gotta be honest, it's not very much. They're very appealing colors, nice use of space, there's no background, but this piece doesn't really need it. Overall, it's very creative. Sadly, I cannot give you the full effort points because this really is just symbols and lines, but you definitely take home the creativity / appeal points. So 10 out of 10 for visual appeal, 10 out of 10 for creativity, and 2 out of 10 for effort. Oh wow, we have a crossover episode. Looks like I'm a slug cat from Rain World, or is it a slug fox now? Or I could be totally wrong and this isn't even a Rain World reference and I'm just straight up a slug. Who knows? I'm a bit curious about the arms or feet. Do slugs only get 1 pair of limbs? I'm not really a slug expert. In terms of artwork, you definitely got the colors right. The eyes look a little weird. They're just flat circles. The perspective on this piece is good. I can see you constructed it out of rectangles. I'm a little curious though, is that my neck or my belly? I just don't know if those are the arms or the feet. Anyways, adorable piece. 8 out of 10 for visual appeal, 7 out of 10 for effort, and 10 out of 10 for creativity. Holy shit. Wait, this is awesome. I actually got the hugest smile as I opened this picture. It's so adorable. I wasn't expecting a complete artwork with a background and everything. Also really like your art style. It has a kimono feel. He has a very tiny nose and huge eyes, but you actually pulled it off very well. I like the pose, a great use of space, and nothing's left blank. I also like how you went for the central theme of contrasting pink and white to represent Even. You didn't have to go so hard, but you did, and I love that. I will say, I wrote in the rules not to spend too much time on this. This is just a fun contest, and you didn't have to submit a full art piece. But still, thank you so much. My only criticism is the use of the stars in this piece. They're a bit tacked on, like these stars right here that override the line work. I'm guessing they were just like a stamp or something. So overall, a 10 out of 10 for effort, 9 out of 10 for visual appeal, and a 9 out of 10 for creativity. Also, you should probably remember to put a watermark somewhere. This one really caught my attention. What's up with all the people submitting full-fledged artworks? Again, you did not have to do this. I appreciate it though. I mean, I can automatically give you a 10 for the effort. As for the subject matter, I like the balance between fluffy and muscular. I've never really had Even depicted with muscle, so this is pretty awesome. Also, the gradient in the hair is sick. I never thought of doing that. And the white outline. Usually I'm not a fan of white outlines on stuff because they're usually tacked on, but It actually works well here. I mean, I like how poofy the tail is. It is an interesting pose, I will say. Like, he's low-key kind of beamed up. Not too creative, honestly. Plain background with lots of empty space. Overall, this one's very cool. I gave you a 10 out of 10 for effort. I'll give you a 10 out of 10 for visual appeal and a 7 out of 10 for creativity. Okay, now it's time to see the community ratings. After the art contest finished taking submissions, I posted a Google form allowing people to rate each piece. They got the exact same scale as I did, with 30 points for each piece, and they were also given an opportunity to mention any comments they had. Let's start with submission 1. For aesthetic, submission 1 got 6.12 points. For effort, it got 4.82 points. For creativity, it got 7.53. And its total is 18.47 out of 30. People tended to find the aesthetic and creativity enjoyable, but they did find the effort lacking. Submission 2 got an 8 out of 10 for aesthetic, an 8.65 for effort, and a 6.76 for creativity, for a total of 23.41 out of 30. People overall found this one enjoyable. They saw its effort as its biggest quality, but they weren't as impressed with the creativity on this piece, and I can kind of see it. The background's kind of plain and stuff, and the subject matter isn't too interesting. Submission 3 received a 6.24 on aesthetic, a 6.18 on effort, and a 7.65 out of creativity, for a total of 20.06 out of 30. The community found this one a lot more creative. I'm guessing a lot of my viewers are Rain World fans, but they did find this one less aesthetically appealing. I guess the colors weren't as appealing, or there's just no background. Submission 4 got a 7.76 on aesthetic, an 8.82 on effort, and a 7.41 on creativity, for a total of 24 out of 30 points. I was actually really surprised with the community response for this one. I didn't expect it to be as positive as it was. My main issue with this one is that I just can't really see even in it. Like, it's a complete piece, yeah, but that's not even. I don't see even in that. He's wearing a white t-shirt, there's no fluff or anything, and I'm not even sure what that hairstyle is, really. If I had to be totally honest, if you told me this was a completely different character, I wouldn't suspect a thing. But anyways, what the community really liked about this one was the hand-painted style and just the overall effort that went into it. Submission 5 received an 8.59 on aesthetic, 7.59 on effort, and 7 out of creativity, for a total of 23.18 out of 30 points. And I mean, that sounds about right. The community found this one kind of generic. They weren't too impressed with the creativity. One user said that they found the pose generic. If you really wanted to look at it like that, it's just a cutesy piece with no substance. But in my opinion, it does have a lot of substance. Alright guys, time for the final ratings. I've averaged my ratings with the community ratings with a 50-50 weighting, so I'm about to read out the final scores that each piece received. In 5th place, with a total score of 20.24, we have Math Even. Yeah, I can't say I didn't expect this one. It's a shame that the effort was what really brought this one down. In all other fronts, it's a very unique creative piece, but it just didn't manage to live up to the quality. In 4th place, with a total score of 21.50, we have Painted Even. I feel like this was the one where me and the community disagreed the most. And on one hand, I kind of feel bad about that. If we were just going based off of community rankings, this one would have won. But I really had to be fair and give my honest opinion about it, so it's in 4th place. In 3rd place, we have Submission 3 with a score of 22.54. Yeah, this one's about average. It's a pretty normal piece. I must say, I appreciate the creativity of making Even into a slug. No one else tried something like that, except for maybe Math Even. But this one had a bit more effort put into it than Math Even. In 2nd place, with a score of 25.21, Drumroll please. We have Buff Even. It is a very nice piece, but again, the real big problem with this one is just how generic it is. It's against a plain flat background with a pretty generic pose. I appreciate the artwork. It is a very high quality piece, I must say. And in first place, with a score of 25.59, we have this one. I think this one had the best balance of creativity and effort. Some people found it generic, but I thought it was pretty cute. And I'd actually argue against it being generic because it went for the more chibi style. But I can still see both sides. This one was just the best balance of each category, so it managed to come out on top. Congratulations to
Ziki Jivan.
It was a close match. Second place only had about half a point less than you. So I want to thank everybody for participating in this art contest. It was so nice seeing how the community represented even. It was very fun to rate your submissions. And as promised, I'll be putting all 5 of them in my channel banner. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye.